This is Lady Lacy, and I'm going live today with asking for a friend. So, a couple of my followers or people in my audience, we requested a few questions, and we have two questions today that I'm battling with. And what I'm going to do is read off question number one to you, and then I'm going to read off question number two to you. I'll put the questions inside of a bag on my hand and I'll shake it up. And whichever number we get, that's the question that we'll answer on today. So, first question on asking for a friend is, if the sex isn't good, do you stay? If the sex was blah, do you stay? And if you do, how? Okay? That's question number one. Question number two is, can a relationship go back normal after one has cheated? So, can a relationship go back to normal after the wife has cheated or the husband has cheated and they decided to reconcile and get back together? You think it's going to work? That's question number two. So, here, I'm going to put question number one. Question number two. One and two. And I'll fold them up right in front of you, like this. Question number one and question number two. See? And they're in my hand. Question number one is, can you survive a relationship if the sex is blah? And if yes, how? Question number two is, can a relationship go back to normal after one has cheated? I have question number one and two in my hand. Shake it up. And then we're going to pick one. And this is question number one. Question number one. See that? Okay, question number one is, if the sex is blah, if it isn't good, do you can a relationship I mean can the relationship survive if the sex is blah? Do you stay in that relationship? And if you do stay, how? Like, that's the question. So, put my glasses on. Can you survive a relationship if the sex is blah? And if yes, how? So that's our question for today. Number one. Hi, everyone. Hi, hello. Thank you for joining me and welcome to Asking for a Friend. I intend on having so much of fun. I intend on having so much of fun. And as long as you guys join me, we can do just that. We're going to have so many different questions. I don't want you to hold back on any question. I don't want you to be shy or be afraid. We're all grown here. We're mature. This is for a mature audience. So I want you to come hard with those questions. I'm always being asked questions. I'm always being asked advice. I'm always being asked to minister some way, somehow. So I decided that I would like to answer some of our questions. I remember once upon a time in my life when I had all these questions just built up on my heart and I didn't know where to go or who to run to. Well, we all need that's just someone to run to. And I tell you, whether it's a physical question, mental question, a sexual question, a spiritual question, come ask me here, Lady Lacy, on Asking for a Friend. You may just be asking for a friend. You never know, right? So, asking for a friend question today is, if the sex is blah, right? If it's sex is blah, can that sex survive a relationship? Like, do you stay? And if yes, how? You know? So this is my answer. This is my answer. And the reason why I answer these questions, I'll probably be eating at the same time because it's lunch and I'm hungry. Mm, but bear with me. I'm sure y'all spoke with someone with their mouth full. But the answer for that question should be a lot of fun. The answer to that question for me is, can you survive a relationship if the sex is blah? Can you survive a relationship if the sex is blah? And if yes, how? Mm, well, I asked around a few people. One of the answers were, um, yes, you can, as long as the person has a lot of money, then we can have oral sex. But how how do you know that person wants to have oral sex? Because most likely the person don't want to have normal sex with you unless something is wrong physically, unless something is wrong, physically with you. It's a sort of medical reason. That person is not going to want to have sex at all. So I'm going to go south with that answer. Yes, if they have a lot of money, then that person can just have oral sex. But that's just like another topic because if we're not able to have normal sex, let's just say standard sex, man on top, woman at the bottom, woman on top, and man at the bottom, then how do we get to have oral sex? You do have some people that prefer that and won't mind that, or like I said, they have a physical issue or medical issue, and they may only be able to have oral sex. So that's what they would do. But we're speaking here about a couple that's not having sex, that is not sexually attracted to one another, but some way, somehow, they are mentally attractive, they are financially attractive, they go places, have fun together, they enjoy one another, they just get along so very well. It happens, guys, and sometimes it just don't add up. Because if you guys are so attractive in those departments, then what happened with the sex? I know that's what you're asking, but it has happened. It is happening. It's happening a lot. It's happening often. And we want to know, why is it happening? And we want to know, what do we do if it's happening? And will the relationship survive if it's happening in your relationship? Right? So my answer to that is, well, you ever heard of saying that sex isn't everything? I guess, after you get a certain age, it probably isn't. But for me, my personal opinion, um, person that asked this question was just asking for a friend. Tell your friend that um, uh, the relationship can survive. It can, but most likely if you both are desiring sex, will 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 branch out. Yeah, both will go somewhere else. Normally, so many issues to that question. Like, what if it's her that's not desiring sex? What if it's him that's not desiring sex? What if it's both of them that's not desiring sex? So, but they are together. Keep in mind, keep on top of your mind that this couple is still together. This couple wants to stay together. This couple love being together. This couple get along in every other department, but sexually it's blah, right? So will it last? Will the relationship last? Can you survive that relationship? Well, if you love the person with all your heart and soul, I say yes, you can. Yes, you can, but most likely, not likely, but most likely, you will go if you desire to have sex, you sex. You don't want to disappoint or hurt your counterpart. So you might want to speak to that person about that, and you guys might want to kind of force the situation a little because you'll end up going out. And let's just say he doesn't want it, but you do, or you don't want it and he does, then most likely you may go out, he won't. He may go out and you won't. Like that. And knowingly or unknowingly, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. We mustn't let the devil seep into our relationships and with trickery and false feelings. We must examine oneself and be honest and speak to your other half and let them know how you're feeling. You have to be totally honest in this situation. Let them know how you're feeling and let them know what can we do to fix this because man and woman and man were made to have sex. That's what they're made for. At a certain age, you may not desire it anymore. You may not be able to perform it anymore. But if you're in a desirable stage and a performing stage, you just may want to speak to him and clearly explain to him that if or he may want to speak to her and clearly explain to her that if you do not give it to me, I may have to go out and go and get it. Once that start happening, that's when the animosity is going to come in, and that's when the problem is going to happen. So it's just normal, it's just natural. Like it's not going to go smoothly forever. With you're not having sex with him, he's not having sex with you. It's not going to go smoothly, or he's not wanting you to or you're not wanting he do. It's not going to go smoothly that way. A relationship cannot go smoothly that way because it's just not by nature. It's not natural. You can't expect to not want to have sex with your husband or your other half and expect for him not to go out if he still desires sex. You cannot expect to have sex, not have sex with your wife and or your girlfriend or whatever have be your other half, and she doesn't go out and you're not having sex with her. You can't expect to go have sex in another relationship outside of your marriage, outside of your relationship, and having so much of good sex with that person that you don't even want to come home and have sex with the person that you say you love or you're in love with, and do not expect for that relationship to go south. Something's going to happen, most likely. So, can you survive a relationship if the sex is blah? Blah meaning not there. Blah meaning having it, but having it like you don't care. Blah meaning not putting your all into it. Or blah meaning not giving the person the things that they desire. That's why I always encourage relationships. I always encourage when you're dating, ask questions at the very beginning. Do you like oral sex? Because I don't. I don't like oral sex. Do you? Yes, you do. You know, you have to ask questions. You have to be honest, and you have to be fair. You have to because it's not fair if you don't be. Don't go into relationships, guys, expecting to change people or to change their minds. How can you change people and change their minds or go into the relationship thinking that you can change their mind? It's by going into it from the initial beginning of the relationship, not asking what they like and what they don't like, knowing that you don't like this. Meaning, I mean, for example, like he may want to have children, she may want to have children, he may not. We're going to wait 6 months down the line for him to tell you, oh, I don't want children. I don't even like them. So, all the things that come with relationships, all the things that come with marriage, you gotta cross all your T's and dot all your I's. Hey, you want to have children one day. Um, I just want to have a lot of children. A lot of children. I was just planning on having one. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you want to have children one day? Nope, I don't even like children. So, do you like oral sex? Oral sex? No, I gag. Don't make me throw up. What? I love oral sex. You know. So it's very imperative that you ask many, many, many questions if if the relationship is serious. I mean, if it's gonna be a slam bam, thank you, ma'am, night, whatever it goes, goes. But if it's gonna be a long term, then you need to ask those questions because clearly those people are expecting those things, and it's nothing like. And then sometimes you got some people that'll give you them things at the beginning, just trying to please you, knowing that that's something that they don't have a passion for, and then later on down the line, they won't give it to you anymore. They didn't want to give it to you from the beginning. Give what to you? Oral sex. Give what to you? Back shots. Give what to you? Dressing up, staging the sex relationship, dressing up, putting on wigs. I'll do that for you at the beginning, but I'm not gonna keep doing this. I hate it. It's boring. I don't like it, or I just don't want to do it anymore, or I got you now, and I don't got to do these things. Like men, sometimes they hold the door open for women. Or if it's a chilly cold night, they take off their jackets and sweaters and throw it over your shoulder. But once they've gotten you, they're slamming the door in your face, and they are not letting you hold their jacket. You just give all sorts of hints. Oh, it's cold. I'm a little chilly. It's breezy out here. And they're busy zipping up their jackets and putting on their hoods and walking in front of you. So, yeah. So at the beginning, they were taking off the jackets and sweaters, excuse me, and giving them to you. And then picking you up and walking over the puddles of water. And they were doing all those nice things for you. But now they're not because they got what they want. And there was never a passion for them to do it in the beginning. Got relationships 10 years down the line. He still opened up the car door for you, you know, not pulling off while you got one leg inside of the car. He's still pulling the car door open for you and escorting you inside the car. He's still carrying your bags. He's still coming meeting you at the beautician at the beauty parlor and holding up an umbrella so that your hair won't get wet. And escorting you to the car, opening up the door and helping you get in. Taking your pocketbook, holding your pocketbook for things of that nature. Yeah, he's still doing it 10 years down the line, 15, 20. Because he always had a passion to do that for what? For you. Her, she's still cooking. She's still dressing up her sexy neglies. She's still just doing all these, running to the cleaners for you, just doing things, making sure you're okay, making sure you're good, making sure you're satisfied. 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, she's still doing it because it's a passion. And when you guys spoke about it at the beginning, you guys were honest about it. Was absolutely honest about it. And yeah, and I'm sorry, I want to see something. Oh, just have to fix my lighting. Yeah, you guys are totally honest about it. You told her what you want. You told her what you didn't want. You told her what you like. You told her what you didn't like, and so on and so forth. He told you what he liked and what he didn't like, what he would do, what he wouldn't do, and what he was up to. Let's use that word, being up to doing things. You have to be up to doing them. You have to be honest with yourself. Am I going to be up to doing these things like forever until death do us apart? Am I just doing it now because I want to satisfy and please him and make him feel like I'm the best thing he ever met, the best thing he ever ran into? And then shortly down the line, I'm going to stop doing those things. So, with the question, can you survive a relationship if the sex is blah? Meaning, once again, that it's slowed down or stopped or just wasn't all that to begin with, but all the other areas is just on 100. Like all the other areas are just on fleet. Like everything is so good, but that sex is not there. Can you survive that relationship? Most likely, you probably can if you truly love one another. Let's be honest. Truly just so there for one another, especially financially. Let's just be honest. You're just so good with one another. Conversations are good. You're never arguing and things of that nature. Yes, it could work. Will that working and lasting, surviving is a different question. It can work. It can survive. But it's probably will survive if you will um, be honest with yourself and say you don't mind that man going out getting what he desires. Or if he can say that he will allow you to go out and getting what you desire. Those are called open relationships. So you have to say to yourself in the beginning, will I be up for an open relationship? Because this guy right here loves oral sex. I'm not giving him that all the time. I'm just fronting right now, giving him this oral sex. You know, first impression thing. Oral sex is just first impression thing, but I won't be giving oral sex for the next 10 years. I don't think so. You know, am I the type of person? Even though my husband gets me on my nerves, or we get into an argument or something about who has turned me off, but I still do my job and my duty to pleasure my husband. I still be submissive to him, or will? Am I a type of person that I'm going to stop doing this. And if he stopped doing this, I'm going to stop doing that. The questions like that. Those are the questions you have to ask yourself because it has to be a passion. So, in going into a relationship with someone, please, 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 guys out there, ask questions. Ask questions. Like, ask questions, all the questions in the world that you could think of. I'm talking about nitty gritty down to the sex. I mean, you men, you get with the women and y'all try to treat them so gentle when you know you want to spin around and smack her in the back of her head. Mm-mm. Let her know I want to spin you around, and slap you on the back of your head. Like that's the type of sex I like to have. Let you women, I like to swing from a chandelier. Like that's the type of sex I like to have. Like you have to let them know. Let them know, ladies and gents. You gotta let them know from the beginning. It's very important. People don't want to talk about these things. I don't want 5 kids. I want one. I don't want one kid. I want 10. Like you have to let them know every little detail. It may sound corny, but you don't trick people. You don't sneak up on people, and you don't put on a persona like I'm this one person and you end up being that other person. That's not good because then the sex will definitely, 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 if it's blah, it definitely will not survive the relationship. Because maybe at least you guys will have something to hold on to if sex is just not working. Maybe a little therapy can help. Maybe, therapists can speak to you about changing things. Sex therapists, yes, they have those things. And don't be afraid to go into your pocket, your little savings bank account, whatever, and pay for these things to make a relationship last, to make your relationship stand firm. It's okay. It's all right. You have to fight for yours. You have to fight for yours. And you have to pay to fight. Sometimes you do. You have to do what you have to do. You have to do what you have to do. If you love someone and you want them to hang around. Not having sex with somebody when you don't want to. I'm not saying that. I would never suggest that because guess what? I'm not doing it. That's the most horrible feeling. It's just it's something no one wants to do. But if you know that you love that person and the feelings are still there, then you could do things too. But you got to make sure that feelings be with you. Got to make sure. This is what this topic is about. If you have a friend and your friend has a question, please, please go to my Facebook page, DM me, whatever, contact me, and get me that question. And our question will go live here on YouTube, and I will post it on Facebook. I will be going live on Facebook, and I will be going live on Instagram. There's a whole bunch of different platforms. Just having fun. It's such a good question. You will catch me answering this question again on one of my other platforms. But for now, I want you to click like, and I want you to subscribe to Asking for a Friend, and tell a friend that Lady Lacy has gone live and we had such a good time. And this it don't stop right here. Um, we're gonna have much more fun than this, um, ladies and gents. And remember, you want that relationship to survive. You have to be critique. You have to have strategy. You have to be honest. You have to be loyal, and you have to talk about it, talk about it, and talk about it some more. Speak to your partner and see what that partner wants and what that partner doesn't want. And you don't have to do it in a bitter and an angry way. You have to do it with all love. And make stuff happen. Fight for your relationship. Okay? Fight for your relationship and make it happen. Once again, if you have a friend, ask me for a friend. Invite them here on my platform here at Ask Me for a Friend on Lady Lacy Live. Join me again.